Hello, I'm FX Toycat, and Minecraft Console Edition was a version of the game built specifically for consoles, whereas Minecraft Bedrock is a cross-platform game built for literally everything else. This means that there are differences between these two editions, and today I wanted to share the 75 that I thought were most noticeable when jumping between the two, and I'm going to be showing them off by using the new Timeless Pack, which just launched literally today and is now available on Minecraft consoles for the first time ever. This means that you can enjoy Minecraft Bedrock and all of its modern features while still having all of those timeless features from Minecraft Console Edition, which you'll notice as you go back and look at it, such as the world being so much smaller and more limited. This is one of the things I still miss most when I play Bedrock today. The world used to be limited in Minecraft Console Edition, and it used to mean that you would have a much more explorable and manageable world in which to do things, but this isn't the case in Bedrock, but it was in console. The same is true for the border, which is so seamless, you won't even know it's here. It looks like you're just on a giant island, maybe the world's largest survival island, something I always thought was charming, and something which you can find in Minecraft Console Edition, or indeed the Timeless Pack, which is going to be true for everything today. The way I can show it off is by using this pack, which aims to replicate those old experiences, and this video is of course something which, if you enjoy, you can subscribe to me for, but this whole pack was made possible thanks to a collaboration with Agent Mindstorm, and really he is one of the incredible Bedrock players in terms of what he can do for bringing these old features back, such as, for example, the smaller biomes. This is really impressive generation. Look at this right here. This is a 1024 by 1024 world, but one of the things that 4J did so right when it came to making these worlds is making sure the biomes were smaller to compensate, and this led to the player feeling like they could choose the biome they were in versus Minecraft Bedrock and honestly Minecraft Java with large biomes, don't get me started, but on those versions you're stuck in a biome for 20 minutes and then you finally walk out of it and you're stuck in the next biome. You feel like you get to decide here, and I love that, but it also means you get to choose when you're encountering a structure, which is really just delightful. And this is without the 30 additional structures you can have if you choose to play the music discount. Speaking of music discounts, I want to talk about something which is really quite crucial here, because this is an issue that comes up a lot in the world. When people talk about size, you know, it's a very common debate. Everyone always says smaller is always better. Whether you're talking about cars, cats, or cancer, you want it to be as small as is humanly possible, and that's why I love that the world is so small, because it fits onto a single map and it's perfectly centered onto said map, which you can get when you spawn, by the way, instead of having to faff around with 12 maps and putting them perfectly together. Nope, one map fits everything, and I love that. You want a small world so it fits onto one small map, and you don't realize it until you have said map. Speaking of the map, let's go to the Nether, because some very intriguing things happen over there. We're gonna have to leave aside the loading screen for now, but it's gonna come back later. But the Nether is an interesting place for so many reasons, and I have one I would like to show you as the ultimate de facto best. Minecraft Java and Bedrock both claim to have infinite worlds and therefore infinite Nethers, but this isn't actually true. The world just starts breaking at a certain point, but the way that the world border works in Minecraft Console Edition is this big bedrock wall that you'll just eventually run into. I love seeing this. I get such a, honestly, like such a nostalgia upon seeing it, and I love that you get this in the Nethers for this world. You might be thinking to yourself though, wait, if the world is only 1024 by 1024, there's no way this Nether's going to be big enough to actually explore. But what if I told you, no, actually, there's some fun ways around that you might be surprised to learn. So first of all, let's talk about the Nether more broadly and what 4J did to make it so so much better than it could have been. One of those things was thinking about scaling, which they turned down from 1 to 8 to 1 to 3, but they also started thinking about basically everything else and ensuring that you would get, say, the glowstone dust, which could only spawn a finite amount of the time, from blazes, which could spawn as many times as you wanted to. So many clever precautions were taken, but when 4J stopped updating Minecraft console, it was with the village and pillage update, which means they never got to the Nether update and never had to consider things like, oh, would we guarantee one of every biome? And so we made that decision for them. Yep, there would always be one of each biome, and in the Soul Sand Valley, you can find a particular variant of this biome that you might recognize from Minecraft console with the Nether Wart. And so every single biome exists in this Nether, but also the Minecraft console biome exists here, meaning you'll find more biomes in this version of the Nether than you would in Minecraft Bedrock or in Minecraft Java, and that is something that would have happened if Minecraft console had made it. Speaking of Minecraft console making it, let's put this map in my offhand now and mention that in the Timeless Adventures, the Nether is scaled at 1 to 2. This is something which is a little bit not authentic, but it does allow for a slightly bigger Nether experience. Also, another authentic experience is when when you go to a jungle, you won't have this very loose, undenser biome you're used to on Java or Bedrock, but instead, the trees and bushes will be much more common, meaning you have to actually climb over it a whole bunch more, something which can be actually fairly hard to do. Speaking of things that are hard to do, here's a little rapid fire session. Did you know grass isn't as common on Minecraft Bedrock? Something that's fixed here. Also, the brightness being set to 0 will lead to fog being much thicker than you otherwise would expect. This is kind of crazy. Also, lighting blocks will now emit light in all directions, something you would expect to be normal, but nope, it's right here. Also, the classic raised hotbar is right here. So to end my rapid fire session, why is the hotbar raised in all Minecraft console editions, but specifically not raised on Minecraft Java? And on Minecraft Bedrock, it depends where you're playing. The answer to this is that when you play on a console, there's something called a safe area, which just assumes you might not necessarily see all of your screen, and so you can't have any important screen elements be right next to the very corners. This is why games make you say which area you can see so they can place elements around it, and it means that by having the hotbar raised 5 or 10% up, as it is here, they can guarantee that no matter how much of your screen you can see, you won't be missing out on valuable information like the number of golden carrots I have. Speaking of important things, take a look at the XP bar. Look how fun it is. I'm not going to get myself all the way to the next level yet, but look at that. It's a small thing that you're not perfectly noticing all the time, but it's a beautiful thing. Just like how, by the way, because we're going for Legacy console, they didn't ever update the potions, and so neither did we. Night vision is blue as it rightfully belongs, but all of the other potion colors have remained the same too, and that is something that you might appreciate. You also might appreciate TNT being slightly different. Do you appreciate it? I appreciate it a lot. It's very fun, and oh yeah, that really is a cool little effect there. Speaking of cool little effects, did you know that the way that the Elytra works is very different too? But first, sand and sandstone have different shading, and also when you fidget with the menu, okay, look at this. We go to the menu to maybe change our brightness down because gamma is all managed correctly in the game and it has that Legacy console feel. If we go into our settings, look at this. Instead of allowed cheats, it's called host privileges. These are the small details which I just absolutely love, and it's the noises too. It's also genius. But something else that you might have forgotten about, I certainly did until I was playing around the Elytra, I realized something really fun. If I grab myself an Elytra, I'll be able to show you something really cool that you can do with it, and I haven't done this in years at this point. Here's me flying around, and here's me flying around crouched and doing the Superman pose. This was such a cool exclusive feature. This is why you need to have multiple studios innovating on Minecraft in their own way, because sometimes one studio comes up with such a cool, tiny thing that genuinely makes an impact and makes people feel a little bit cooler when they're flying their Elytras. I always loved it, and maybe you love it too. By the way, we also have the 20... we missed a feature here. You know, I'm... Oh, wait, it's over here. So I missed the fact that the old school armor slots exist. Look at this. It's such a small feature, but such a cool one. Do you remember when these were the armor slots? If you don't, you're probably confused about what we're talking about. Like all these features, when there is a big notable difference, I want to show you the Bedrock equivalent, just in case, for example, when using a stone sword, you know, you might notice the animation being slightly different. Or, wait, the first-person animation of the shield? That's certainly an interesting one. All of these animations have been fixed in this pack, but you might be most surprised to learn about the witch here, because the witch has her Minecraft console edition texture. I read this and I was like, oh, there's been some mistake, Agent Mindstorm. This isn't the Minecraft console texture, it wasn't like this. But fun fact, the last update ever for Minecraft PS4 actually changed the witch to have this texture, which was from a snapshot way back when. The witch always has a hood on all Minecraft versions, but it's not rendered anywhere except Minecraft PS4, but that means that this is the technically correct Minecraft console witch, and I feel like most of us won't remember it that way, but it's technically correct, and so it makes it into here, just like the old Vex and this little guy. Look at the pufferfish. He's very puffed up right there. Also, the classic bat is back, and because there's no never update, the zombie piglin gets to say as a zombie pig man. Oh, he's not a piglin at all. He's me, but if I ate a few too many humans, which is a good reason not to eat humans. By the way, let's send chat a message. Subscribe if you don't kill dogs. You know, this is a normal thing people type in their messages, but look at the way it shows up in chat. Oh, just got you. Did you hit subscribe? I actually typed it that way. Now you can't subscribe or not subscribe without confirming your guilt at a terrible crime. Speaking of terrible crimes, if you don't remember this XP level up sound, you're gonna immediately have a nostalgia blast like I did. Okay, listen to this. Oh, we're not there yet. There we go. Wait, I think it's only every 5 levels. Weirdly enough, it's one of those very, very strange things. So XP minus 2L. Okay, look what happens when we hit level 30. It's such a beautiful... Oh, yeah. Oh, I shouldn't be reacting that strongly, but I love it. Speaking of things I love, here is the difference. If you press E and hover over a slot, you'll notice that it's gray instead of green. Such a tiny thing that Minecraft changed for seemingly no reason, right? But it just makes chess feel that little bit nicer. Also, it looks like it has the rarity system from Minecraft Java as opposed to the new one. Drop my controller. You know, I had to record this on controller to be authentic. If you're curious, if you want to see it is controller, there are my tooltips. But yeah, 31, the BG for selected slots is white instead of green. Speaking of things that are white instead of green, me, after realizing that my Irish passport is going to take a couple more years to come through, that's right, I'm white but not green, and that is also me after correcting myself because I actually missed one of these tips while I was going through this world, and it was the fact that the fishing bobber has changed, and it's such a small one, but it's one I wanted to show you, and so here it is. Anyway, back to the wood. Next up, let's listen to the wood. I'm curious about what this could possibly be. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Very, very interesting indeed. 34 is the sound for glass has changed as well. So when we're breaking some glass, we're going to get a very different sound. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's very different. Just for comparison, here's the Minecraft Bedrock one. And yeah, the same is true for so many other Bedrock blocks. I could list them all individually, but Deep Slate or Black Neverwarts or Hay Belt, we've got lots of different blocks with different sounds. And yeah, for a fun little change here, let's go to the end. Oh, yeah, look at that. The sky is so much brighter here. Even with all the Bedrock fog, which, sorry, even with all the console fog that we've turned on, you can see the sky is just so much clearer and everything. And look at the Ender Dragon text too. So beautiful. But one of the other fun things that you might not have noticed is that crystals have their original texture. Here is the texture here. Didn't consider that might happen. I'll be honest with you. I guess we're just gonna have to jump right back into the nether. You know, let's just pretend that didn't happen. Brutal Ender Dragon, by the way, just the way I remember her. You know, Jean is an old friend that I like to visit frequently, but clearly she doesn't see me the same way, and that might be because every time I visit her, I murder her. But still, even if your house guests are murdering you, it doesn't mean that you should be murdering them back. That's called impoliteness where I'm from. But maybe that's just the way I was raised. Speaking of being raised, Jean is animated differently when perching. Do you want to wait till we can see that? Also, her projectile is so different too. Very fun. And so yeah, we could kill Jean to get out here, but first I do want to show you her projectile. And then I'm going to break the vicious cycle of her killing me and me killing her by showing you this first of all. Do you recognize it? But then we're just going to jump into the end portal. And you know what? Maybe murder isn't necessary to get things you want done. Speaking of getting things you want done, traveling between dimensions loads up a screen. Did you notice it? This entire time I've been wanting to point it out, but I just haven't been able to. Have you seen the screens? That it's nice, it's different. It's kind of like when you play with a mashup pack, but that's what we've done right here. Saddles and carpets look different. I can notice it with the saddle, but not with the carpet. But here's the Bedrock equivalents, just in case you want to know what you're getting. For the 41st, music plays more often. Yay, C418. That is fun, actually. Did you know that cat plays dog at the end of it? It's one of those fun little exclusives. We also have the fact that IF enders look very, very different. Maybe you've spotted this, maybe you haven't. But projectiles as a whole are very, very strange. So here are ender eyes glowing in the dark. Have you ever seen this? Oh yeah, look at that. You can see them quite clearly. But also, as a projectile, they're very, very small. This was something you'll spot all over the place after your... I'm doing these very slightly out of order, but we're getting to 75, don't worry. Wandering traders, pandas, and cats have spawn eggs that look like so. They are the old spawn eggs, not the new ones. Something you might appreciate. But you also might appreciate that all throwables are different. So here's a splash potion. Look how much smaller it is and how differently it's thrown. But the same is true for ender pearls and snowballs. If I throw an ender pearl into the sky, and then I throw a snowball, maybe because I want to stop it, or I just maybe really don't like this villager, then as you can see, it's going to be a very, very, very tiny snowball. Speaking of tiny snowball, snowballing is how villager trading works like crazy right now. Every single time you trade with a villager, you can get the potential for a nutty trade, but you can't see his future traded books, except on console where you can. So here is our book, Infinity 1, but we can also see his locked books if we try real hard. I I'm lying to you, apparently. I could see it earlier, but I can't see it right now, interestingly enough. But this is a very fun little difference, which you might be able to get, or maybe you won't if you're doing it like me. But I just thought this was a really cool little change that that Minecraft console had, that Minecraft Bedrock doesn't. Just like how, and again, one of those small things that you'll just have forgotten about is that health and harming potions used to have these little X's on them. Do you remember those? These little X's flying all over the screen? Those were super cool, and you used to get them when throwing potions. And right now I could do with a lot of these potions actually, so let's just throw them all over there. And then talk about the 46th change. The trident is animated differently. The best difference I can spot is the trident is a lot smaller, like in you might find in all sorts of packs out there. This makes the trident just more usable in my opinion. It's so giant in Bedrock sometimes, and I'm glad it's gone. Also, chests look different in the inventory. Look at this. Oh yeah, look at the different chest. Why is it being held so differently? Why does it get held differently on each Minecraft version? I don't know. I just know that it's a change that has been reverted for console parity here. Also, we've got the fact that horses... Wait, horses neigh differently? We'll come back to that one. Also, we've got the fact that the shulker bullets are transparent. Break me so the shulker can see you. Oh, that sounds very scary. Let's see it. Okay, you gonna shoot me? You gonna do it? Oh, that was weird. He's not gonna shoot me. You feel like shooting me? You don't have to shoot me. There we go. So it's transparent, something you may or may not have spotted. Okay, what I'm going to do, by the way, do you notice the effect thing there? I'm going to throw the ender pearl the moment it looks like I'm going to have to fall. No, go. Yeah, nailed that. No bullet damage for me. But do you see the transparency in the bullet there? I noticed it. Maybe you didn't. Then we've got the horses neighing differently. I'll play the old and the new horse neigh now. It's one of those things that is very, very fun in my opinion. We also have the fact that the way ores look is entirely different because there was never a Caves and Cliffs update. You know, I'm gonna have to accept that I'm gonna die when I hit the ground, and I'm gonna have to accept that shulkers are just not a fun mob to play with. Wait, I could save. It's fine. Anyway, speaking of things that are fine, not me right now, apparently. Yeah, I am doing very fine, actually. Thank you for asking. I'm really excited, actually, because of the launch of the Timeless Adventures. It's something we've been working on for most of... so look at this, new ores, by the way. It's something we've been working on for a really, really long time, and it's something I'm really excited for because it's something that I wanted to play. The moment I saw it, I wanted to play with it, and the moment I saw it, I thought, isn't it a shame people can get this on console? By bringing it to the marketplace, we thankfully can give it on console, and we can allow people to do weird things like this that you'll have forgotten were even different, because sheep look white when sheared. Do you remember what that means? Because for a while, you'll think, no, what do you mean they would look white? That would be silly, but when you shear a white sheep, he looks white because he has no wool anymore. But if you shear a pink sheep, he also looks white, and then when he regrows, he goes pink again. On Bedrock, a sheep shows his colors, and for whatever reason, they haven't ported this feature over from Bedrock. Why not? I do not know, but that means that it's a console and Java exclusive. Is it even exclusive if it's on the two platforms? We don't raise questions. What we do say, though, is that I really appreciate Nether bricks being brighter. I really appreciate the lack of rotation. Oh my god, have you seen my Nether cube? It looks so ugly with the rotation. The same is true for grass. Non-rotated textures is the way to go, and I don't even know how you managed to get Minecraft Bedrock not to rotate its textures, but I'm glad we've done so in this pack. Also, markings on maps are much harsher. This is something that you don't understand until you understand. This is a Minecraft Console Edition map, and a Minecraft Bedrock map would look like this. So much uglier. I mean, technically you might argue prettier, but uglier because I'm not used to it. Just like my, you know, there are lots of things in life that you'll get used to and you'll prefer ugly. And one of those things is for some players, the sheep. One of those things for some players is the way maps work, which I just love in the Minecraft console style, the harshness of it. Also, when you attack with a map, it won't break it anymore. Wait, attacking with a map doesn't break it anymore? What does that mean? Oh, it doesn't break the map? Speaking of breaking the map, did you know that lava flows I'm not actually 100% sure on that last one. Did you know that lava flows faster? This is a very intriguing one to look at. We've got this fun machine set up here where the lava's flowing and it's kind of going. It's the texture, which is something I really appreciate, and maybe you do too. But before we can talk about what we appreciate from lava, we have just 16 more to go. And yeah, through these, I want to mention that the fish revert back to their classic texture. Here's what the fishes look like. The seagrass looks a little bit darker. This is a fun little difference you'll notice. Nautilus Shell and Phantom Membrane and Dead Coral are all back to their old textures, making them look just a little different, and in this case, a little grayer. Then we've got Stained Glass being more transparent. I've got a fun game for you to play. Can you guess why there are these icons on these free stained glass? Nito, who is editing this video, could not guess exactly what the differences for these were, despite playing Minecraft Console. And so any Minecraft Console OGs, if you can work out why these are here, I'll explain at the end and you can give yourself a cookie if you're right. But something I can give myself a cookie for is seeing double-sided flowers, something you probably won't perfectly spot for most of them. But if you look at the Lily of the Valley, you'll see something mind-blowing that you might not have spotted. It will always have its flowers on the left. So right now it's facing that way, right? It's got just 2 flowers facing that way and that way. But if we go to the left of it here, there's 2 flowers facing that way and that way. And then if we go over here, it's 2 flowers facing that way and that way. How does this happen? It's got a texture which is always looking away from you. It is such a fun little change and such a fun little one to spot. But yeah, this is true for lots of other blocks that you might have noticed to some extent or not. Also, sugarcane is thick. It takes up the entire block, or not almost the entire block, goes right the way to the edge there. It also has a different color. Did you know that their husks and drowned are tall? You might not even spot this. I looked at this for so long like, are they bigger? But on Bedrock, they are 2 blocks tall. In Console Edition, they were like 2.1 blocks tall. Why were they huge? I don't know. Also, do you know the critical sound is different? Let me play it for you. Oh yeah, that's a nice sound. Also, 3 criticals of Wooden Sword, enough to kill a zombie or a drown. Something you might not have realized. Also, this hot desert is really wearing me out. I've got this really fun fact I want to share with everyone. Let's go jump in the ocean right after I mention that the air bubbles look and sound different. Oh. Is that... Oh, yeah, because... Of course. Oh, yeah, they've changed since this. Oh, so interesting. Speaking of so interesting, did you know when you jump in the water on Bedrock, it's got this huge pane of you jump in there and you're like, oh yeah, I'm expecting to see things, except no, because of the aquatic update, you get fog that goes right up to your face and then it expands out. On Minecraft Console, it expands to 30 blocks out and then goes a little bit further than that later. This gives you a good vision of your surroundings, and it feels, in my opinion, this feels like how the aquatic update should have felt to begin with. Again, every now and then 4J do something different, and I'm like, that is the way it should have been done everywhere. I don't understand. Like, literally, you can see them side by side, and is anyone arguing the Bedrock version of that feature is better after watching it? I don't think so. Maybe that's because this is a video about Minecraft Console, but still, held items look different. Here is what they look like here. I'll put them in my offhand too, in case you're curious. And here is what it looks like in Minecraft Bedrock. Item descriptions are grey. Oh, look at this. It's such a... The way this box shows up is such a nice detail, but one I appreciate, and also being made of grey. Not my favourite thing, but it definitely fits the vibe. Tooltips are also totally different. Oh, that was fact 73 I just told you right there. But that's a very nice little change. Did you know the Netherite helmet has a +1 knockback resistance, but it doesn't tell you its armor points? I feel like that would be more important if you were going to give me one fact. But this is a Minecraft complaint instead. So now, split screen actually works. I won't show you this, but you can actually do split screen and it works correctly. And finally, our coords look different because in Minecraft Console, they displayed on your map rather than displaying anywhere else. So now, before we can enjoy the timeless adventures and hit this button to end this video, I've got one last thing I want to share. Some of you are going to go mad if I don't say it. What were the colors on these stained glass? Why does that exist? And do you remember Minecraft Console had mini games of a whole lobby and everything? Well, one of those mini games was called Glide, and it had rings you could fly through. These are like this so that you can recreate the Glide mini game in your worlds if you want to. It's the small details, but it's the ones that I think make this world so special, and why I'm so excited to say that it's available to the world right now. It is a collab between myself and Agent Mindstorm, and I am so excited that we managed to work together to make this. He is an incredibly talented individual that I'm glad chose to work on this map, and if you want to support both of the things that we put into this, then please do consider checking out on the marketplace. Obviously, this is a paid thing, and that is something which is, you know, some people say like, oh, but that's the downside. But ultimately, this is something Minecraft Console had. There were paid packs, and like all of the Minecraft Console packs, we will be updating it. And also, like the Minecraft Console packs, it's available on console, which sadly you can't get downloads from outside the marketplace on. So this was the best experience, and that is why we're enjoying it and celebrating it, and that is why I hope you enjoyed this video, because I'm going to have to see you in the next one. You can check me out streaming this map right now, most likely, and I'm excited to go on a music disc hunt. I haven't seen where the music discs are hidden, so it's actually going to be a wild exploration for me. I'm probably going to look very silly, but that is half the fun, isn't it? Anyway, thank you for watching, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.